is the southeastern corner of the state.
Through the bustling town of Rochester runs Paint Creek, one of the few trout streams in southeast Michigan. The Paint is a great place for area residents to cast a fly rod. Tom Jaisley and Jeff McGowan were gearing up for an afternoon of fly fishing on the creek. One of the things that sets this river apart is the location. Being smack dab in the middle of an urban area, this park attracts all kinds of outdoor sorts. The last few years, Tom has found this creek to be the perfect stream to come wind down after a long day at work.
Well, I live in St. Clair Shores, and I've been coming out here for about 5 years. I used to work out in Rochester, and after work I'd come down here and fish the Paint in the evening for a few hours. And it's surprising that we're about a half hour from the city of Detroit, in Metro Detroit, and there's actually a trout stream out here where you can come out and fish for the day. You can take your family out down to Rochester and eat, and actually there's a trout right down there as we're speaking. You can bring your family out, take your son out, your daughter out, teach them how to fish for trout on a fly rod, or there's no regulations on Paint Creek as far as flies only, so you can take worms, bobbers, general fishing gear, and get kids into fishing for trout right in Metro Detroit.
In this area, the Paint is a nice mix of rocky fast water and some deeper shaded bends with undercut banks that provide the trout with a place to hide. Throughout the trip, we saw many people enjoying the park. From rollerbladers and bikers to those just out for a nice walk in the park, there's something for everyone along the river. Jeff is a professional fly tyer and guide, but still finds enjoyment out of fishing a smaller stream.
Just getting out, really. I mean, it's finding something to do that has nothing to do with phones ringing or paperwork or people wanting a piece of my backside. And I've always just been big on the outdoors ever since I was a kid. When I was in Scouts, did a lot of camping, a little bit of fishing, not so much until I got older. And I just like being out. Even when I'm close to a major urban area, I still feel like I'm away from all of that.
Most of the weekends you can find Jeff up on the Au where he guides, but he was enjoying a nice evening on the creek.
Well, I think primarily it's close to home. It's the only area, the only trout stream in southeast Michigan that, well, there's some wild trout in some of the tributaries of the Rouge, but this is the one that's really the most famous here. Paint Creek is got some naturally reproducing trout. The DNR plants trout in here. It's a little different than just fishing for bluegill all the time. They're fun, but there's just something about trout that's a little magical, and something about flowing water. I'm attracted to flowing water as opposed to still water.
Hey, boy, we've been at this long.
Yeah, we've been out here, 4 or 5 hours? 3 hours, maybe? This is actually the best time to fish Paint in the evening like this. Get some nice little trout. About 8 inches? 9 inches? That's probably a natural, more than likely.
Nice color.
Yep. Yep. Get that hook out of there and get him back on his way.
That's what we're here for.
There he is. Get back in the current. There he is. That's a pretty fish. Typical Paint Creek brown trout.
Alright.
Go back in the current. Go on. Well, that was fun. What do you say?
Not that it's a blue ribbon trout stream, but Tom did say this is a slow day on the Paint. But any day on the trout stream is a day well spent, as Jeff explains.
Well, it isn't about catching fish all the time. It's nice when you do. I caught a lot of fish the first day I was out. I must have caught about 11 brook trout in the first 20 minutes. Then I had a lot of fishless days after that where I couldn't buy a fish. And I've gotten a lot better over the years. I've been doing this for about 15 years now. But now it's more about me and my buddies getting together. We get in the boat, fill it up with some pops. We just float, just have a good time. It's just a relaxing way to spend an afternoon. There's no grass to cut, no phones to answer. It's like being Paul Bunyan sometimes.
Well, that's a good way to put it. There's something relaxing about casting the fly to a rising trout and wading in a cool stream in the summer. This just might be a new place to try for those of you in the southeast corner of this great state. A place to kick off your shoes and enjoy an evening of fishing without a worry or a care here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Beautiful trout streams